Prime Minister Scott Morrison has admitted some government agencies are failing veterans as calls grow for a royal commission into military suicides. The Daily Telegraph reports Scott Morrison has vowed to fix the system and has called for urgent briefings on what's being described as a hidden epidemic. The government has already invested $500 million to revamp the Department of Veterans Affairs, but Mr Morrison wants to ensure the funding goes to those most in need. Military families are dealing with shocking suicide toll that now exceeds battlefield deaths.
Daniel Garforth was known for his cheeky nature. He was always the class clown.
You know, practical joker. He was fun. He was mischievous. But he was such a loving, warm, caring person. He would do anything for anybody.
But while serving in the Australian Defence Force, the 21-year-old began suffering from depression and anxiety. He saw a psychologist at his base in Darwin twice, but was diagnosed only as low risk. There was no follow-up. In 2014, he committed suicide, 2 weeks after a colleague took her own life.
Do you think people like Daniel, like this woman, are getting the help that they need in the army?
No, not at all. And I'm also doing my PhD, which is looking at the concept of moral injury, and it's linked to veteran suicide. And my participants are also telling me the lack of support is incredibly problematic.
The Royal Australian and New Zealand College of Psychiatrists has warned burdensome paperwork and limited rebates from the Department of Veterans Affairs was discouraging health services from accepting veterans as patients. The college has also noted reports of department staff exhibiting hostility and derogatory attitudes towards ex-service personnel.
What we have is a situation where these professionals get paid more for treating other who have a similar situation, emergency service people, police, than what they do veterans. I think the Minister, whether he has to acknowledge that we have a problem.
The Minister for Veterans and Defence Personnel, Darren Chester, says the government recognises the need for the department to modernise to meet the needs of veterans and their families. In a statement, he says, "This is why we have commissioned the Productivity Commission to review the veterans support system and are investing nearly $500 million to transform every aspect of the department."
Defence is really good at breaking people down, but it's not very good at putting people back together.
Daniel's mother is calling for a royal commission into veteran suicides. Caroline Marcus, Sky News.
If you or anyone you know is feeling distressed, you can call Lifeline on 13 11 14 or visit lifeline.org.au/get help.